Hello friends, and welcome. Today, we are going to talk about something you have probably heard a lot about, the keto diet. With so many celebrities talking about it, it has become very popular. But what exactly is a keto diet, and how does it work? Let's understand the basics right here. You might hear people use the term keto and low carb for the same thing, but that can be a little confusing. A normal low-carb diet just focuses on reducing obvious sources of carbohydrates, like pasta, potatoes, and rice. But a keto diet is much stricter. In a keto diet, you get only about 5 to 10% of your daily calories from carbohydrates. The main part of your diet, around 70% or more, is made up of fat. And the rest, about 15 to 25%, comes from protein. The main goal of this diet is to get your body into a special state called ketosis, which we will talk more about soon. Interestingly, the keto diet is not new. It was first used in the 1920s as a medical diet to help treat epilepsy in children. These days, it is more popular as a lifestyle choice for people who want to lose weight. So, what is the role of carbs? To understand the keto diet, we first need to understand what carbohydrates, or carbs, do in our body. Along with fat and protein, carbs are one of the three main macronutrients. It is almost impossible to find food that has zero carbs. When we eat carbs, our body breaks them down into a type of sugar called glucose. This glucose is our body's favorite and easiest source of energy. Our body produces a hormone called insulin, which helps to take this glucose from our blood and deliver it to our cells for energy. Any extra glucose that is not needed right away is stored in our muscles and liver as something called glycogen. What happens when we remove carbs? So, if we stop eating carbs, our body needs to find a new source of fuel to keep us going. Normally, our body will always use its stored glycogen first because it is the easiest energy to get. It will only turn to its fat stores when the glycogen runs out. In our modern lives, where we eat carbs regularly, our body really needs to use its fat stores for energy. But when you are on a keto diet, you are eating very few carbs. Your glycogen stores become empty very quickly. When your body becomes low on energy, it starts to break down your stored fat. This process creates molecules called ketones. When these ketones start to build up in your body, you enter the state of ketosis. In this state, your body starts using fat and ketones as its main source of fuel instead of carbs. This is a very natural process. Think about our ancestors, the hunter-gatherers. They would have naturally gone into ketosis when food was not easily available. For us today, it can be a bit difficult to achieve this state because we have easy access to so many high-carb foods. The keto diet focuses on eating healthy whole foods, like lean meat, non-starchy vegetables, healthy fats, and low-carb dairy products. Keto versus paleo. What's the difference? You might have also heard about the paleo diet. On the surface, the keto and paleo diets look quite similar. Both diets tell you to eat high-quality animal protein, healthy fats, and lots of non-starchy vegetables. Both diets say no to grains, beans, and refined sugars. But there are some big differences. In a paleo diet, you can eat fruits and starchy vegetables, but in a keto diet, these are very limited. The only fruits usually allowed on keto are berries, in small amounts. Another major difference is that the keto diet allows for a high amount of dairy, like cheese and cream, but the paleo diet is completely dairy-free. The main difference, however, is the goal. The paleo diet is a lifestyle choice focused on eating like our ancestors. The keto diet has a very specific scientific purpose, to get your body into ketosis and force it to start burning fat for fuel. So, you have decided to learn more about the keto diet. But did you know that there isn't just one single type of keto? You can think of keto as a main family name, and under it, there are a few different variations. Each one is slightly changed to suit different lifestyles and goals. Let's look at the three main types. But before we do that, we need to understand a very important term, net carbs. When you start the keto diet, you will hear this a lot. When you look at the back of a food packet, you see total carbohydrates. But for keto, we look at net carbs. The formula is very simple. Total carbs minus fiber equals net carbs. Why do we do this? It's because fiber is a type of carbohydrate that our body cannot digest. It does not turn into sugar in our blood. Since it doesn't affect our ketosis, we can subtract it. Getting used to calculating net carbs is the first step to becoming successful on your keto journey. Now, let's talk about the different types of keto diets. Number 1. Classic keto. This is the most common and well-known version of the keto diet. It is also called the standard ketogenic diet, or SKD. This is the diet most people start with, especially if their main goal is to lose weight. The rules are simple. Your daily food intake should be 75% fat, 20% protein, and only 5% net carbs. The exact amount of fat, protein, and carbs in grams will depend on your height, weight, and personal goals. Number 2. The targeted approach. This is a more advanced version of the keto diet, also known as the targeted ketogenic diet or TKD. This diet is for people who are very active and do regular exercise. In this approach, you eat the same amount of fat, protein, and carbs as the classic keto diet. But there is one big difference. You eat your entire day's carbohydrate quota in one go, about 30 to 60 minutes before your workout. What is the benefit of this? It gives your body a quick and easily accessible source of energy right when you need it for your exercise. This helps you perform better during your workout. And because you use up those carbs immediately, it doesn't interrupt your state of ketosis for a long time. Number 3. High-level keto. This is the most advanced and complex version, also called the cyclical ketogenic diet or CKD. This diet is definitely not for beginners. It is mostly used by experienced athletes and bodybuilders who understand their bodies very well. This diet involves a cycle of eating. You follow a strict keto diet for 5 or 6 days. Then, you have 1 or 2 high-carb days where you eat a very large amount of carbohydrates. This is also known as carb loading. Why do they do this? The high-carb days help to completely refill the body's glycogen stores in the muscles. This gives them the power they need for very high-level and intense performance. It takes a lot of experience to know how this will work with your body and your exercise routine. So, as you can see, the right keto diet for you depends on your lifestyle and your fitness goals. For most people who are just starting out, the classic keto diet is the perfect place to begin. The keto diet is basically a low-carb, high-fat way of eating. This means that the most important part of the diet is choosing the right kind of fats. To be successful on keto, you need to understand the difference between healthy and unhealthy fats. The main rule is to always choose healthy fats from whole, natural, and unprocessed foods. So, let's break down the different types of fats you need to know about. Number 1. Saturated fat. For many years, we have been told that saturated fat is bad for us. But now, new research is showing us a different story. It tells us that there is no real link between eating healthy saturated fat and heart disease. In fact, natural saturated fats are very good for you and should definitely be a part of your keto lifestyle. A special type of saturated fat found in coconut oil is called MCT. Our body can digest